Hello YouTube, welcome back to Rimworld and the nebulous plane with our now only two colonists, Mech and Gara. In the last episode, unfortunately, Skull died, living up to his namesake unfortunately, leaving us with just these two, which, honestly speaking, isn't an extremely huge loss, thankfully. We've still got a good planter in Gara and a good miner. And Mech can still do decent crafting, cooking, and helping out with the plants. Not to mention he's the medicine guy. In this episode, well, we're pretty much going to see what happens. Mech is pretty much going to help cut the stuff in the chicken coop. That's another thing that happened. We got chickens. Yay! Alright, first quest of the episode. A tired drifter. A desperate drifter named Staten is approaching. Staten claims to have lost his home in a recent attack. Staten begs you for permission to stay at center for 14 days, so he can rest and regroup. In return, he offers to work and fight for free during that time. If you make him happy, he may offer to join you. He may also reward you later for helping him. There's no way to know his true intention. Alrighty, yeah, sure. Though we aren't going to accept it right away. Instead, I am going to go and make a bed. Because of course I'm going to make a bed. No, you're going to prioritize making the bed. Okay. Now we can go into our quests, and we can accept. Alrighty. How good are you? Not bad. Not bad at all, actually. Yeah, actually, he's really not bad. Problem is, he's old. And he's delicate. So, you definitely don't want him on the front lines, but honestly speaking, all in all, he's basically as good as Skull is. Skull was, sorry. Was. Relatively speaking. Doesn't have any plant skill like Skull did, but that's fine. He fills the other niches we need. Speaking of which, I should give him his priorities. Yes. Yep, we'll do that. And before I forget, I am going to set up a fishing zone. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, Alan, what the heck's a fishing zone? Simple. Fishing zone is a, there we go. Fishing zone is this. It's added in, I'm assuming, one of the vanilla expanded mods. And basically what it does is you can set it up in a pond area. And it will, of course, your colonists who have animal handling skills will come over here and catch fish. Now, you can choose to catch a specific kind of fish, like we can catch small or we can catch medium. But we can't catch large because... Oh, I guess we can catch large. I thought it wouldn't let us because of it being medium. Ah, okay. So, smaller fish take less time to catch, but are less nutritious. Larger fish take longer to catch, but are more nutritious, and medium fish are balanced between the two extremes. Gotcha. That's why you want to go for that. Okay, so we're going to just do large, because honestly speaking, I don't care if Stanton over here is spending all of his time. I don't care if he's spending all of his time getting stuff. And honestly speaking here, why are you crafting? Hang on. No. You are going to focus on... Yeah. You're going to focus on crafting, and then you'll do mining. There you go. Mech, you go and just do whatever. And yeah, let's have you make another poncho just to be on the safe side. Though before you do that, make a bow. Yeah, that should be good. For now, at least. And we'll have you... Yes. We'll have you equip that, and we'll have you set up the knives as secondary. Cool. I don't know if he'll automatically switch to the knives when they get closer. I doubt he will, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna do that. Alrighty. Yeah, tattered apparel. Well, I'm gonna clear that, and I'm going to set up apparel policies, and I'm gonna have it so that they wear anything from 51% to 100% hit point clothing. Basically, clothing degrades, and its hit points are obviously how far it degrades. 100% means it's fresh, new, just made. 0 means that it goes bye-bye. Just like pretty much everything else. Everything has a health bar. His right here, you can see they're deteriorating by 6 per day. Meaning that in 10 days time, if they were left out, they'd go bye-bye. Same with clothing, only they're going 4 per day. That's because they're not food, so them being outdoors isn't as bad for them as, normal food. Now, some stuff doesn't degrade, like this marble chunk, not degrading. Bronze, it doesn't degrade. In fact, you can see, weirdly enough, it and steel don't have a health bar, whereas the marble chunk does. Obviously, some stuff just don't have a health bar because they were never meant to be targeted to be destroyed. Everything with a health bar can be destroyed. And I'm a little bit shocked that that thing managed to survive. And you know what? Let's make a... Yeah, let's make a couple of bales too. Well, we're really embracing the tribal lifestyle right now. Jeez. We certainly do look like a tribe of tribals. I wasn't actually expecting it. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. And this guy is just doing his thing. Would I even want him if he actually wanted to stick around? Kind of, yeah. Not entirely, but kind of, yeah. He's a good crafter, he has animal passion, and he has a passion for cooking, so Mech can stop having to be the one to cook. So yeah, if he decides to stick around, I'll let him. But more than likely, he's probably not gonna. He's probably not gonna. Is it possible? Sure, definitely, 100%. But he's probably not gonna. Oh, and because Staten here is just a temporary refugee, he's not beholden to, not beholden by our... Oh, you son of a... Okay. Well, that would explain why his mood's a little bit crap. Okay then, fine. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. There. There, now your mood's slightly better. And I'm going to just I'm going to force this guy to do some hauling. Just the important stuff. The berries and the medicine. Alrighty. Prioritize refueling that thing, because our food is going to spoil if you don't. Oh, and when you do set up a cooler, using a cooler, obviously, set it to 30 for the cooler. Though, honestly speaking, that's only if the temperature is anywhere between, I'd say, 60 to around, I'd say, near 90, 95-ish. Anything above that, you're probably going to want to set it to 28. Because otherwise, it just won't keep the inside cool enough to actually keep it a freezer. And if things are frozen, they will never spoil. They'll never go rotten. You'll see right here, it says fresh, refrigerated, spoils in that long? Yeah. If it's refrigerated, it slows down the spoiling, but it's still going to spoil. If it's frozen, it'll never spoil. This stuff can stay in here for literally ever, but the second it stops being frozen, that's when the timer starts again for it starting to spoil. So, something to keep in mind. Alrighty, so our rooms are beginning to be fixed up. Oh, we got another quest. Basil Kazan, a knight of the Fallen Empire, is calling from nearby. His guards were killed in an ambush, he escaped, and is now being followed by a man-hunting hedgehog. Basil wants you to keep him safe at center for a few hours until his shuttle can come and pick him up. He will bestow 8 honor on whoever accepts this quest. This is enough honor to receive a royal title of Novice and all the benefits that come with it, including the first level of psychic powers. Now, the Fallen Empire here, in case you've never played Rimworld with the royalty DLC, they are basically a bunch of spacefaring guys who are really big in the old, basically kings, queens, knights, castles, all that crap. Yeah, they think themselves as nobility. Every single person, and I do mean every single person in the Fallen Empire, has at least some level of some title, I think. And this honor is basically the currency to gain these titles. Now, me personally, I don't really give a crap about honor. In this sense, obviously. And that's because these royal titles, they don't just come with psychic powers. No. And once you actually start getting some serious titles, well, or getting some titles, period, maybe even just the lower ones, your colonists can become rather snooty and wanting extremely impressive rooms, which, don't get me wrong, I make sure my colonists have great rooms, but they can also start having, well, they can start having, well, their inability to actually have skills. Like, for instance, thanks to this child's childhood, his artistic skill is disabled. He can't do any art. There will be people who will be unable to do social because of this. Caring, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. With royal titles, being able to haul, being able to craft, being able to cook, being able to mine, yada yada yada, that could become, well, basically them unable to do any of that crap. This guy right here, he does not have any limits, but that's because he's, well, doesn't have a title. Maybe I'm wrong about everybody having a title, but pretty much the lore is everybody in the Fallen Empire has at least some level of a title. It's just this guy's title doesn't entitle him to a psychic power boost or whatever. Oh, and by the way, he's just walking away. He decided not to actually stay and help us out, join our colony, which, okay, fine, works for me. I'm not worried. I wasn't all that worried about taking him in anyways. Alright. Yep. I was a little afraid of that. Okay, so my guys are digging out this area, and once they are done, there's going to be a new room for our crafting. This is where all of our crafting stuff is going to go into. Bulk good trader, sweet. Where you at? There you are. Stone cutter, hand tailoring bench, artist bench. Oh, can't do that because the chair is right there where one of these chunks are. And you can't put something where the places, you know, the body is or whatever. Okay, let us do you. No, not a stone. And we can do that later. Alright. Yeah, that'll do this for the most part. I am going to put this one there. And I am going to move this one over there just because. Yeah, and I will get rid of this because I kind of want to. And I am going to do that. But I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. Alright, perfect. Because we do have a cannibal. Can't forget that Gara's ideology is cannibalism. Gotta watch out for that. Okay. Let us see here. Oh, yep, and you see here, relations with the Fallen Empire has changed from 0 to 15. That's one of the main things that I like to do is basically anybody who falls on our map here, I do my best to try to patch them up and send them on their way. Not because they might actually join our colony. Heck, some of them I really, really don't want them to join our colony. I just do it because I don't want them to, well, I want to help them out. And it gives us a relation boost. I'm also the same guy who, if I have the space and the resources, I usually save the raiders who come to actually raid us. And let us move you over there. And I can't forget that I'm going to want to have a door over here too. And what are you doing now, Staten? Ah, yes, you are finally going and getting that, huh? Okay. So, social. Anybody got any good socials? No. It's still just Mech who's probably going to go and get us the best deal. Because, yes, when dealing with traders, you're going to want somebody with a high social, because if you can get that, you can swing it so that sometimes you'll actually be... Well, you'll never be able to buy something for less than you're going to be able to sell it for, but you will be getting one heck of an amazing deal on your stuff. Okay. Tribal poncho. 3 of those. And how many? 2 veils. Okay. 2 veils. And deconstruct. Okay. Alright, so we are now trading. And we are going to want... I would really want these. I would want these so bad. A breeding pair of sheep? That would be amazing. Because then I can get wool. Sheep wool. Not to mention, they're way bigger than chickens for meat. I really want that, actually. Can I swing it somehow? Probably not, out, honestly. How about if I do that? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, don't want to go that far. Let's go with 600. See if... Nope. Oh, we're on the right track. I just need to find the right amount. There. Okay. Gonna lose a crap ton of wood. Gonna lose all of our other leathers. But that's fine, since we're mostly focusing on cloth, and these two will definitely be Yeah, they'll definitely be paying us back with their wool. So, yes, we are going to go with that. Yep. And I don't know what you're doing, but you are going to go and rope the rams and the Yule, whatever. You are not going to be messing about here, peoples. Okay. And that's done. Okay. So, we are going to go into the manage auto slaughter here. Because I am going to want to be smart about how many of these sheep I actually go and have in here. Let's see, 25 is the maximum this pen supposedly can hold. Keep in mind though, like I discussed last time, I do have a mod that makes it so that the grass doesn't go away easily. Like, the grass is eaten up, like the amount grown is eaten up proportional to how big the animal is. Yes, right there, food consumption 0.36. I highly doubt that that's a third. Yeah, no, I highly doubt that that's... Huh. Anyways, if I had to guess, I'd say probably the sheep are going to take about half to a little over half of the tall grass. Yeah, the tall grass probably half, a little bit over, and the normal grass probably most of it, like 80%, if there's even anything left. Though realistically speaking, it'll probably still survive the grass. One thing we can do to make it for sure going to survive, and this can be a little bit cheaty, but I like doing it for all my pens, and that's to just go and make it all tilled. I like doing this because then the various plants in it will be extremely fast growing. This darker soil right here is called rich soil, and you'll see that its fertility is 140. Rich soil is usually what you want to go and get whenever you're playing a non-modded playthrough of Rimworld, if you're trying to make food as fast as possible. Of course, we've already established that tilled soil, yeah, it's 200%. It's going to go crazy. It's just going to go nutso. And yes, the wild grass will very, very much benefit from the fertility boost. This entire field is probably going to become very quickly overrun with grass once I finish building the tilled soil. In fact, if I wanted to go even crazier, I'd get rid of all of these various bits and pieces. In fact, I'm probably going to eventually. For right now, I'm going to ignore it. And the trade caravan is leaving. And you are going to haul that back to there immediately. You are not going to be messing about. Okay. Bills. This is the Stonecutters table. And what it does is make blocks from the various chunks that we have here. Granite, well, sandstone, granite, limestone, slate, and marble. Let me explain what each of them does, or what the benefits of each of them are. Sandstone is the fastest crafting block. Basically, if you want to craft something with any stone block, go with sandstone so long as you don't need any other benefits. So long as you need it up fast, sandstone's your man. Granite is the strongest block. If you need something to have a lot of hit points, go with granite. And marble is the most beautiful block. If you need something that looks extremely beautiful, go for marble. Now, slate and limestone, I don't know what their hidden ability is, to be honest. I want to say that slate is the second most beautiful, but that might just be my own personal. I like slate better than I do any of the other blocks. But that's just me. And when you are making a recipe, you can actually limit how far they go to get said materials for it, the ingredients for it. You just got to use this little slider, which I do for the stones, so that way I can just have them making the stone blocks whenever they happen to be dropped in the dumping stockpile zone. That way I don't have to micromanage it every time, or try to figure out how much of a block limit I should make. And Statin's working on it. Nice. And since we have a hand tailoring bench now, I can actually go and, well, I can get rid of this actually. Don't need that anymore. So we are going to start with the most obvious one and make 3 parkas, because we're going to need it. Then we're going to make 3 button-down shirts, and then we are going to make 3 visage masks. Then we're going to make 3 pants. And then we're going to make 3 boots. Yeah, a lot of these are actually from the vanilla expanded one. And the boots, shoes, gloves, these are one of them. As far as I know, you can wear both boots and gloves with the vanilla expanded. Obviously, you should be able to. I'm pretty sure that that is actually what it does. Like, there's no weird, actually it doesn't do that type of deal. I'm pretty sure it's that way. Could be wrong, though. Have been before. And I'm also going to make another little bedroom right here, just in preparation. Just in case we happen to meet a 4th person who wants to join the colony. And these human genetics lab that are located quests, they're just going to expire and then they're going to refire. It's going to happen. It always happens. Oh. I probably should set up some sort of... Yeah. I should maybe start working on some upgrades to that. And in fact, I do think I'm going to. Dang, that's a lot of steel, though. We've already gotten quite a bit of steel from out of there. Neat. Works for me, though. And we are, of course, officially in fall. Surprised it didn't pop up a little thing that's saying, hey, we're in fall, but I guess it must only do that for winter and summer, since those are kind of the more important seasons. Oh, and these ones we are definitely going to deconstruct, because they are important. Ship trunks like that are very important. In fact, they are so important, I'm just going to send you down there to deconstruct them right now. Reason they're so important is the resources that they give you. Each one will give you a bunch of steel and a couple of components. Quite a good number of components, too. Components which we need desperately, badly. Yeah, 15 of them in total. And the steel is nothing to scoff at either, though obviously we mine steel faster than that 60 gave us. The components are the real money makers. Okay. Research. We are going to research. Where you at? Come on, where you at? There you are. Battery. We're going to need batteries, so we're going to research them. I'm also going to smooth these 3 walls, because eventually we are going to want to take the power from this thing and hook it up to the battery that I'm going to put in here. And to make sure that nobody gets hypothermia, I'm going to really quickly build campfires in everybody's. Probably don't actually need this on anymore. It's cold enough outside to where it's going to be cold enough in here. But I just want to be on the safe side. And the indoors are staying nice and toasty. Good. And yeah, every now and again it'll warn you when there's a predator in your animal's pen. So long as said predator is actually bigger than what your, well, actually no, it'll warn you even if you got like elephants in here, if a freaking anything predatorial goes in there. Even though, realistically speaking, a panther ain't gonna be trying to go after a damn elephant. And I mean panther in this game. In real life, yeah, if a panther's desperate enough, it definitely would go after an elephant. But that's only if it was desperate enough. Obviously here, slight change to that whole desperation thing. Slight change. Okay, I do need to reassign somebody to doing a lot of research. And honestly speaking, that's probably going to be you, Staten. Sorry to have to tell you this, but you're probably going to become our researcher till we get some batteries. We get batteries, we can make heaters. Now, these heaters are going to be very important because what they'll do is basically allow us to have, well, heat without needing to waste a lot of wood. Problem is, they take a lot of power. Not nearly as much as what we have, but a decent amount. And Staten is still focusing on crafting stuff, which is fine. That is what his priorities are. I probably should change that, realistically speaking. Probably should make research his #1 priority from now on. That way we can get the battery built up as soon as possible, so when this thing runs out of fuel, it doesn't just turn everything off immediately. And the Glitterworld medicine that we were given the opportunity to get has been found by somebody. And we got a new quest. The Solitary Pythonkin? Minyong Min Kim, a powerful phytokin, is calling from nearby. She was cast out by the Dartmen for giving them the wrong advice, is now being hunted by a search party. Search party of pirates is consisted of 2 drifters. Minyoung Min Kim wants you to keep her safe at center. If you agree, she will arrive immediately, but she will be followed by the search party that you will need to defeat. Phytokins are plant-based humanoids with an emphasis on symmetry and symbiosis. Their ability to subsist only on sunlight and an affinity with any and all plant life make them especially suited for aiding newly established colonies or underperforming industrial farms. Now, normally... Oh, she's got good social. Normally, this is all the information you get. Right here. What you're seeing right here is all that you'd be able to get from her. Normally. But me, I have a mod that actually lets me see what her exact skills are. And good God, this girl sucks at everything that isn't talking and making art. And making stuff. And by making stuff, I mean making stuff in a, like, trinkets and clothing and stuff like that. Mining, hauling, cleaning, plant work, which is something her kin is supposed to be really, really fucking good at. Yeah. They're really, really supposed to be really, really fucking good at that. And she can't do it because she was a pop idol. Yeah. She was basically raised by some guys to be a pop idol. She does have her own doctrine, though. She is a mountain lover, which means she'll love living here. And she's beautiful, which means everybody's gonna like her. She's abrasive, though, which means she will cause some level of annoyance with people. But because of the beauty trait, she's going to have a good leg in. Yeah, she's not going to be able to do pretty much... Kind of really annoyed by that plant work, but I really kind of want that xenotype. Especially because of how, well, naturally she's good looking, obviously. Comes better psychic sensitivity. They are always female, though. And she does have Pyromania, so she won't be going and fighting any fires. She won't be fighting, period. Anyways. And she'll be sleeping a lot more. And if it weren't for that pop battle, she'd be an awesome frickin'... She'd be an awesome planter. But no, she really isn't. She really isn't good at anything, really. The only thing she'd be really good at is being our talking person. Though she would be really, really, really good at being our moral guide. But God, would she be awful about pretty much anything else. But she'd be a crafter. But we'd have to fight off 2 guys. Technically, we'd only have to kill one of them, since once half of the raiders, roughly half of any raiders, get wiped out, killed, or downed, the rest usually run off. Yeah, we'll agree. We'll agree, but I'm not super happy about it. Okay, we got another new quest. Royal Ascent. You have learned a way to escape this planet. The High Stellarch of the Fallen Empire will perform a customary visit with any Archeon of his domain upon request. Invite him, satisfy his royal needs for 12 days, and all of you can ride the shuttle to the Imperial Flotilla. You may then join the Imperial Court or escape to a new life amongst the stars. Earning the title of Archeon means completing quests to earn honor with the Fallen Empire. It may take years to finally achieve the title of Archeon. During his visit, you must keep his mood above 25%. This means providing royal prerequisites like a lavish bedroom. Others will take the opportunity to try to kill the High Stellarch, and will attack with great intensity. Be prepared to defend. The High Stellarch will bring 4 of his personal guards and place them under your command. You must house these guards. But the High Stellarch will not complain if they are killed or unhappy. You must keep the visitors at center, and not send them anywhere else. If you fail this quest or migrate, you will have another chance at it later. Basically, the High Stellarch is the guy. He is the guy. He is the top dog of top dogs in the Fallen Empire. And I'm actually a little bit surprised his mood only has to be stuck above 25%. But he would be the absolute most worthless mofo around. And this bedrooms that we're having, it wouldn't even register as a bedroom. He would not even begin to think, oh, hey, they're preparing. Yeah, he would not be anywhere close to even trying to act like that would be a good... Huh. That's what it's looking like, huh? Huh. Okay. That thing looks pretty freaky. Oh well, anyways. So, yeah, anyways. So, yeah, not a half bad quest if you're going down the honor pathway. It's a way to escape the planet, but I'm obviously never going to do that. I don't want to deal with a prissy prick like that. Alright, so Min is here. 2 guys that were following her are not going to immediately chase her. They are instead preparing. Which is both good and bad for us. What's even more good is the fact that she has an expertise. Once again, that is part of the vanilla expanded mod. Expertise basically lets you add another skill here. And it usually happens when your skills reach a certain level. I think it's like 15 when the skill level gains the ability to have a expertise. So, we have 5 different choices, 3 of which are for social, 2 of them for artistic. So, let's go through the social part first. Wardening, negotiating, and politicizing. Wardening. An expertise in handling prisoners and slaves, recruiting them and arresting them if needed. Negotiating. An expertise in handling negotiations and trading, or politicizing. An expertise in converting others to their own ways of thinking. Now, honestly speaking, out of all of these, she's probably going to become, well, all of them, obviously, but she's mostly going to be, from now on, our trader. So she's going to be negotiating. And obviously, you can see the effects of it. The effects, right now, since she has a 0, it's 0% improvement for all of that. But eventually, it's going to get pretty dang good. And apparently you can only have one passion. You can only have one expertise per time. Yep, only one per time, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. So you kind of got to be smart about it. But honestly speaking, the artistic was never really going to be anything important to us. An expertise in creating works of art with increased quality? Meh. An expertise in creating works of art quickly and efficiently? Once again, meh. Neither one of those I really care too much about. Because if the quality is low, just make another one. If it's real slow to make one, I don't care. I'm not going to be having you do that having you take any serious amount of time to do so. So, honestly speaking, not worried in the slightest. But now we will have to go over here, and we will have to have her basically... Yeah, you will be basically our crafter from now on. You will do jack diddly except for be our crafter. / fisher. Just because. We do need somebody to handle all of our animals. So, up your animals handling skills. And you suck at fighting, so... yeah. Still, go and equip that stuff. And you guys... get shit. Actually, go over here. Actually, go over here. Perfect. Now I'm sure you're wondering, why the hell did that guy just explode? Well, that's because he was a fleet kind. Another xenotype. Fleet kind are odd. They don't reproduce normally, they do it through asexual fusion. So, if you have any fleet kind, be prepared for a lot of colonists. They have gas bags, which allow them to move faster, but at the cost of once they get downed, or when they are killed, they explode. And they just do not look good. Good news, they're really handy with animals. Bad news is the whole exploding kind. That's the bad part. And there. Okay, go ahead and head on home. And we'll just let that stuff burn out. Now, the fleet kind here, I kind of wasn't expecting that, honestly speaking. I kind of forgot that they explode when they're jarred. But, that's fine. Quest active. Betrayal offer. Ah, okay. So, Orchilius, a plebeian of the Eastern Republic, has learned that Staten is being hosted at Center. She is enemies with Staten and wants to see him dead. She will send you the following reward if you kill all members of Telium, which I assume is his group. Gene pack, follicle hair, and one other gene, and a Masterwork magazine. Yeah. Sorry to say, but it has to be one serious reward to get me to actually betray somebody. Like, a serious effing reward to get me to betray somebody. I am the biggest. I'm the guy to basically say, yeah, nah, I ain't betraying nobody. I ain't no snitch. And let's move you over here. And deconstruct you, and deconstruct you. Because I don't need you guys in. Cargo pod, apparel. Ooh. Anything good? Actually, yeah. Weirdly enough. Tunic. Actually, oddly enough, I will... Not you, you're going to be needing to rest and recover. Good news is you only had a bruise, so nothing that serious. I will allow you to self-tend because, well, that's kind of a blind spot we got. We have nobody who's a good doctor. But, oh well. So, we now have a... There. And it will be for human. Enjoy the very, very... Oh. Hedgehog has gone mad. Watch out. Hedgehog has gone mad. Everybody watch out. With that speed, he might get here by tomorrow. The even funnier part is when tortoises become mad hunters. That is funny as all hell to watch a tortoise slowly make its way here. Because 9 times out of 10, they'll actually fall asleep before they actually reach you. And a manhunting animal, so long as it's not manhunting because of a disease like Scaria, it'll stop being manhunted when it goes to sleep. Which is awesome. Alrighty, so we have a psychic drone, a low male psychic drone. Basically, every male gender, which is half of our colony right now, will have a mood debuff. Right here. Luckily, though, it's only a minor debuff. Unluckily, we have all the other goddamn debuffs. So, yay. But, good news is, shouldn't have to worry about that too much. Ooh, is the hedgehog actually going to get over here? I thought it was going to fall asleep. I really thought it was going to fall asleep first. Well, consider me shocked. Girl, could you please go and attack that damn thing, please? It's undoubtedly going to hit somebody who actually, you know, can't defend themselves. Never mind. She's not hitting anything. Mech, can you get out there, please? There we go. Never mind. He took care of it. Go ahead. Get out of here. Actually, that's something I could do. We're getting low on food, so we are going to have a few... Yeah. We're going to just hunt a few... You know what? Yeah, we're going to hunt the bucks. We're going to wipe out the bucks. You know what? We'll wipe out the boars too, just because. We are not messing with the Boomalofs or the Megalosloth, though. Boomalofs will basically do what that fleet kind did. Blow up. You can see the fire's still frickin' raging. It's going to until there's a... well, until there's a hard snow. And what are you guys? Are you guys doing just fine? Well, I guess I should probably actually check on the chickens. How are you guys doing? Is there a minimum comfortable temperature? 14. Okay, so long as it doesn't go below 14, these guys will be fine. Good. How about you? What's your minimum? Yeah, it's already below your minimum. Okay. You have... no, you don't have a park. Is it because we don't have the... it's probably because we don't have the resources necessary, huh? Yeah, it's probably because we don't have the resources necessary. Yep. Yep, and these things are not really going to grow very fast. If at all. Damn. What are you doing, Min? Ah, you're crafting shit. Okay. Well, actually, you know what? First, I'm going to switch you to doing anything. And secondly, I think we're just going to have you go fish for the winter. I think we're going to hold off on that whole crafting thing for a while. I don't think we're going to do that for a while. I think we're just going to have you we're just going to have you fish. Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Do we have a hunter, though? That's the real question. Yes-ish. Statin. Statin's technically our hunter. When he's not researching, which he's constantly researching. Not even doing that fast. Okay, well... that's unfortunate. But, oh well. Hiding room stat. Yeah, that's fine. It's understandable, Statin. I know how you feel. I can't believe these things are actually growing. Huh. But then again, it was 51, so... oh, hey! She caught a backpack. So yeah, that can actually happen when you're fishing. Vanilla expanded, special fishing, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. You can occasionally get items. Did that increase your minimum? Yes, yes it did. I think she was like 49, and now it's... or was she already? Yeah, no. She was already that low. Okay. Okay, that's unfortunate. But it will increase her carrying weight. That much is for sure. Oh boy. This is taking a long time to finish constructing. And we better reset this up. Yeah. Set that back up. Okay, so we are pretty golden. Oh, geez, I never set up this auto slaughter, did we? Okay, thank God. I was gonna say, I was gonna say, what the hell happened to our sheep? It's just the total count here doesn't actually count pregnant animals because, well, obviously you're not going to be slaughtering a pregnant animal. If you were stupid enough to do that, you're an idiot. Anyways. If I remember correctly down here, the pen, I kind of threw myself off on a tangent. 27. That's how many sheep can be in this pen. However, that only applies to the normal calculation. It doesn't. The auto grazing thing doesn't automatically. The grazing mod, whatever, doesn't change the pen, as far as I can tell, anyways. So having it be 30 will be more than enough. The chickens, I'm going to just set them at 40. And I'm always going to make sure that there's one male adult and one male young. But that's it. Same will be for the sheepies too. As for the rest of the 40 and the 30, females. The reason for this, there is no such thing as incest or inbreeding by the animals. Thank God. Because otherwise that would be so annoying and difficult. So very annoying and difficult. So, I can just basically have one young one stick around for a while until the old one dies out. Then the young one grows up and takes over the old one's place. Or, more likely, in most of the scenarios I find, the young one grows up and then the old one is immediately slaughtered. I don't know if that's a common occurrence, if it's actually designed like that, but that has been my experience whenever I've kept an eye on it. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm absolutely smart enough to be able to, for sure, be able to tell you that's how it works, but... And these are just the abandoned labs. Not going to be bothering to go through them every time they pop up. Sorry, but just not really necessary. And these things are growing pretty slowly. Of course, when I say slowly, I mean relative to how they normally grow. Normally, they're growing like frickin' 200%, obviously. But even 100 and whatever percent is still pretty damn fast. Wonder why the potatoes are growing so slow, though. Oh well. Actually, I've got a good planter now. So... I'm going to make another growing zone, even though it's not going to do it this season. But for next season, you are going to be making me some gosh dang strawberries. And actually, I'm probably going to do more than just strawberries. I'm also going to have you do... I already got tea, so that's good. Yeah, we better do hop, so we can do beer. Do 4 of those so we can do tincture, which is dyeing your clothing plant. And for the very last little bit, we are going to go and make a... I think we're gonna go with a canola plant. Because if I remember correctly, these things can be refined into chem fuel, and I really don't want to risk... Actually, no, we're gonna do coffee plant. Yeah, no, we're gonna do coffee plant. Get some coffee up in this place. And, of course, make sure to till it. Because we've very much proven that tilling the fields are very, very nice. Oh, and I am letting these grow as much as possible. When winter comes around, we're going to force harvest all of it. Oop. And I better let them plant the heal root because, well, it's going to be a very good idea to plant the heal root. We've been run low on medicine for, well, a while. We only have 3 right now in storage, and all of them was wild heal root we just grabbed. Actually, you know what? I've let this go on for too long. God dang, this thing takes a while to destroy. Then again, I am using a shoddy SMG that I pulled out of a wreckage of a drop pod, so, you know. That might have something to do with it. Okay, you can go ahead and eat. Oh, you had food with you. Well, since you want to just keep fighting, and I can only assume that's the reason why you had food with you. And you're beginning to shiver. Okay, go on back in. We'll finish it off tomorrow. Okay. I don't know why you would go and grab that thing. No. A lot of wood I'm just leaving out on the table, aren't I? Should probably start slowly moving that back in. Eventually. Eventually I will. And of course, as soon as... Oh. Ah, yep, okay. Occasionally the other factions will do mining or farming work sites. The work sites, of course, you can actually see what they contain. If you want to, you can go and attack them. Because it won't just be your allies, it'll also be, you know, hostile guys that will be doing that stuff. Like this one right here. This one is one of our enemies. I think this is... Nope, one of our enemies. Okay, I'm pretty sure your allies can also have, or people who you're neutral with can also have work sites. So if you wanted to, you could just dick them over. Take their stuff. I would assume doing so would drop their approval of you by quite a bit. But I have no idea for sure, because very rarely do I ever actually attack any of those work sites. Very rarely are they ever actually worth it. They are very rarely ever worth it. And once you are done relaxing sociably, go get rid of the campfires. They're beginning to bother me. And there we go. Okay. Now all this is done, set up, so next growing season, we can start growing all that various stuff. Which is also kind of a good thing because we're going to need it. We are very much going to need it. Okay. We're still low on food. We're still doing fine. During the day, these things grow. Though realistically, I might want to go and actually... Yeah. Tea leaves, I'm surprised, don't have... Or do I need... a stove to actually work right? We'll see. We'll see what we do with this. And we will also pop down an electric butchery. Oh. Actually, no, we're going to pop down a steel one, because we have plenty of steel, I'm willing to bet. Yeah, we got plenty of steel. Okay. We have plenty of components, for now. And... inspiration. Okay, occasionally when your colonist's moods are high, they will have an inspiration. Now, this is, as far as I know, random. So, as far as I know, there's no real rhyme or reason. I've had colonists whose skills are absolutely sucky for the inspiration that they have. Statin here is absolutely no different. He has a melee frenzy, which means he will land all their melee hits for the next 8 days. Wonderful. Shame you have absolutely no interest in melee fighting. You have apathy for it, dude. Like, seriously. So, needless to say, useless inspiration. Some of them are great, awesome. An animal taming inspiration on your lead tamer? Oh, perfect thing to use on a Thrumbo or some other extremely hard to tame animal. Oh, beautiful when that happens. Just amazing. Awesome. Love it when that happens. Not so fun when it's not really something that works out. Not really fun when it's not exactly that smooth of a transition, unfortunately. Okay, so do you have... No, you don't have make tea. Dang, I was kind of hoping. Oh well. Not too worried. Yeah, you're gonna need flour to make a simple bake, and I can almost guarantee you we don't have any sort of thing there. Do wonder if I can make a... No, unsurprising. Unsurprising, the dessert, you can't make a dessert out of tea. Unsurprising on that front. Alright, Butcher Corpse, do it forever. Add human with non-colonists to the list. Do forever. Speaking of which... Alrighty. Is the temperatures actually going to go up high enough to start growing? Yes. Yes, they are at noon. Eesh. Eesh. Not good. Not good at all, and we have no food. Well, technically we do now. 4 bits of food. Eeh. Well, they are growing they're growing pretty nicely thanks to the tilled soil, but yeah. Soon as the light starts dropping, so do they. Honestly speaking, they're close enough. Honestly speaking, they're close enough. They're not gonna grow anything more, so might as well just get what we can. And we'll just have to rely on the fishing and non-existent hunting. Yep, knew it. I knew it. Good thing I called it. I am gonna have you, Gara, be a bit of a hunter. Statin! Go refuel that thing. Sorry I have to tell you this, but you're gonna be a cold son of a gun if you don't refuel that, dude. Okay, we are prioritizing harvesting. This is code red, people. I knew I should have. Okay. No ifs, ands, or buts, people. Go get the food before it dies out. Okay. So Gara should be, yes, she's going off to hunt. Hopefully, she does a decent job. Her shooting is decent, so hopefully she'll do a decent job. Yep. And there is not enough power being generated. Luckily, though, we can change that with this. And you will be... where you at? Come on, where you at? I know you're here somewhere. There you are. Okay, so. Windmills. Very fun, very handy, very useful when you have batteries. We are just about to get batteries, so good. Because the power they generate is not consistent. Unlike the wood-fired generator, these things aren't really giving you consistent power. 1 minute they'll be giving you the maximum output they could give, awesome, fun. Next minute they're giving you nothing. So having a battery is a very, very good idea. However, they need the space around them to be completely cleared of everything. Well, not everything, but anything big like a tree or bits of roof. That's why I'm putting down this growing zone, and I'm filling it with dandelions. Because if you don't have something to be sown, the trees will still grow. The dandelions, though, they're too small to be... There we go. There's the battery I needed. And we will go with... Yeah. We should go with solar panels. Yes. We should definitely go for solar panels next. Solar panels will actually give more consistent power. And once you're done with that, prioritize the power conduits. And also when you're done with that, also, one more thing. Prioritize working on the conduit. And then prioritize working on the battery. Never mind, prioritize refilling that damn thing. There we go. Yep, like I said, thing will give you kind of a bit of power, kind of, sort of, maybe a little bit. Okay, so good news. We've got everything sorted, kind of, sort of. We're slowly gaining power. Slowly. Our grid is having plenty of power. The only thing now we need to worry about is that cougar in our pen, and this forced weather. Jenica Ulsley, a praetor of the Fallen Empire, wants to perform a low-power test of one of her ship's area attack weapons. If she does, a weather control system will force the weather around Center to be fogged for 6 days. Since you are the local landholder under Imperial law, Justina needs your honorable permission to proceed. If we agree, we get one of these 3 options. A gene pack, which is completely useless to us right now, awesome, or meh. Because, yeah, the crossbow's fine, but realistically speaking, all it really does is just stun someone for a while, which is fine if you're trying to stop a singular target, but when you're up against like 50, 60 raiders, which we eventually will be, kind of useless. Honestly speaking, I think we're going to go with this middle one. Now, fog is kind of dangerous if you have nothing but ranged characters. But that's only if a raid comes, and even then, it'll be the same for them. Did they just send us a whole bunch of booze instead of giving us the dang literal medicine like they said they were going to? I think they did. What a bunch of dicks. Ancient Mech. Oh, cool. So yeah, this is just telling us that we could get a mechanist thing from this if we actually went and, well, grabbed it. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. I really am slightly annoying. I really am slightly annoyed that they just sent us beer. Well, not beer, but a drink instead of the medicine that they claimed that they were going to give us. I am really kind of annoyed by that. That would have been really, really nice to have, honestly. Well, guess we're killing a cougar. Nope. Garrett, sorry to say this, but we're killing a cougar. Don't get me wrong, we've got plenty of, other critters, but yeah, no, you don't kill my animals, dude. Where the hell do you think you're going, cougar? No, 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 no. You get your happy little butt back here. You want to go and attack some of my people? Oh no, no, no. You're getting your butt back here. There we go. And yeah, you got a bite. You'll be fine. And when you're done with eating that, hunt the cougar. I'm sorry. I said hunt the damn cougar. Right. Statin, my man. Oops. Hold the boar, would you? Be a pal. What are you doing? Oh, that's where the medicine ran off to. Sweet. Well, when you're done with that, drag that stuff back into where the base should be. Because I really don't feel like having that crap, deteriorate. And do some hauling for the rest of this stuff, too. Yeah. I kind of figured it would. Yep. Well, seeing as how that's going to be a bother, I'm just going to specifically ask them to cut it. Okay, well, you know what? I think we're going to call this for an episode. Probably went on a little bit long, I think, but we did a lot of decent stuff. We finished off tilling the pen, so now the grass is going to grow extremely fast during the summer. We finished basically making our base now run on electricity instead of relying solely on campfire heat to make our bedrooms nice. We welcomed in a new member to the team officially, Min. Staten is, of course, still working his butt off, researching what we need to research. Well, not really need, but would like to research. And we basically just got into winter. So, thank you all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. Do the like, comment, subscribe, shuffle for YouTube. And hope you have a good one. Sayonara for now.